Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Per usual, I read over the lyrics of today's song before pressing record, and I've got to be honest, they're a little bit rough. I despise domestic violence, and today's song really focuses on domestic violence. So I'm going out on a limb here and trusting your recommendations. Let's get to it.
Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your head? Hey Joe, I said, where you going with that gun in your head?
My mind is not getting past the fact that he's chewing gum and singing. Guys, there are some benefits to this, but the risk is not a good thing to generally take with singing, right? Because you don't want to inhale a big, huge breath and suddenly choke on gum in the middle of performance. I'll tell you about some of the benefits of it, but please, just in general, don't chew gum while singing. I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to get past the gum that's happening and listen to the rest of the performance.
Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your head? Hey Joe, I said, where you going with that gun in your head? I'm going out and shoot my old lady. You know, I'm about to mess around with another man.
It's just so bluesy, especially in the way that his rhythm in singing is really laid back. It's behind the beat for sure. He'll even enter almost a full, like a sub beat late sometimes. It's sort of extraordinary, actually, how far he'll go behind the beat, especially considering the way he's playing, right? It's not like he's unaware of the beat. He is creating that rhythm with his guitar. He's just purposely choosing to bring that voice in so much later. His tone is super smooth too. So it's really fun. My main purpose in wanting to know more about Jimi Hendrix is really to understand where guitar has come from. Ever since I've gotten into rock and metal, I've become really interested in guitar. So understanding that he pushed the boundaries of what was accepted in guitar, what distortion I think is a big thing that he brought to guitar regular playing. What's the word for that? He made it a normal thing to use distortion from what I've read and feedback. And so I just think that this is so fascinating that he influenced music so much in this way. But we're also going to hit some vocal analysis. So I'm going to go back one more time to the beginning. I want to point out some of those spots where he's coming in super, super lit with the voice. And as I promised, I will pause and talk about the chewing gum.
Hey Joe.
Right. Even that, the very initial first line, he starts behind the beat.
Hey Joe,
It's amazingly far behind.
where you going with that gun in your head?
Okay, you see all of that chewing happening, right? Benefits of chewing gum. Some singers really like to use chewing gum to help keep their mouth wet. Some people get dry mouth when they get nervous. It actually tends to be one or the other. Either you have way too much saliva or you get dry mouth. And that's hard to function with singing. You don't want the whole apparatus to dry out, right? There's all kinds of, it can get kind of gunky. It can feel like it's hard to sing. It can just make it feel like you need to use a lot more pressure. You don't want that to happen. So chewing gum can be a good way to try and help saliva continue. Some singers will actually hold like a little cough drop in the side of their mouth or underneath their tongue. I've seen, no joke, I've seen pro opera singers go out on stage with a little cough drop in their mouth that they're just keeping there, holding there, not really sucking on much, just keeping there to help continually stimulate saliva. I don't recommend that just because of the choking hazard possibility, but some people do it and it works for them. The saliva is the main positive thing that would come from chewing gum. It can also help a person keep their jaw loose. Then again, it can also cause some extra tension in the jaw. So there's also a balancing act there.
Hey, Joe, where you going with that gun in your head? Hey, Joe, I said, where you going with that gun in your head?
I'm really fascinated by how he cuts off both of those phrases. When he finishes singing, he's immediately away from the mic. He's not elongating those final notes. It's got a nice exclamation point without necessarily being loud. Let's keep going.
I'm going out and shoot my old lady. You know, I'm gonna mess around with another man.
And it's remarkably rhythmic while also feeling spoken. He's got a great balance in there of that casual yet right, it's that delayed rhythm that's happening. But then he introduces this element of it's almost got a rap-like kind of feel. Again, we're gonna keep going.
I'm going out and shoot my old lady. You know, I'm gonna mess around with another man. And that ain't too good. Hey, Joe, I said, I heard you shot your lady down, you shot her down.
What did he do with this guitar there?
Too good. Hey, Joe, I said, I heard you shot.
I don't know what it was. He did like a thumb slide on it. That's interesting.
Hey, Joe, I said, I heard you shot your lady down, you shot her down. Hey, Joe, I said, I heard you shot your lady down, you shot her down in the ground.
It's really hard to get past the lyrics of this and look for a higher message for me because I'm just under no circumstance is domestic violence okay. Okay, that's just straight up. It's not okay. But I understand this really culturally. There's a counterculture movement that was very rebellious at the time, and I still say, well, that's nice, but domestic violence is not okay. And there's some interesting facts around it that I think historically can make it very significant. And but I still keep coming back to this idea, like, hey, you're talking a lot about a guy who shot a woman. She cheated on him. He shot her. And then he's going to escape down to Mexico, I think is where the lyrics go. And boy, I don't know, that whole circumstance just, it doesn't sit with me. Nope, not okay. However, I'm looking for his delivery, trying to figure out, how does he feel about this? This is the staple version, I understand, of this song. It was written by, I think, Billy Rogers, I want to say in 1960. And Jimi Hendrix is the person that really made it famous. This is the staple version, the only version I've ever heard, honestly. So I think that there's got to be something about his feeling and the message that he's putting behind it that makes this stick even more. Let's go back a little bit. I'm going to continue to listen for that. If you're with me in that live chat premiere, let's talk about that. I'm really curious what you think it is about Jimmy's performance here that makes this the staple version of the song. And keep in mind, this is my first time hearing it. I'm only 1 minute in. So I hope I get surprised by something soon.
I heard you shot your lady down, you shot her down in the ground.
Yeah, not okay.
Ooh. Yes, sir, I did, I shot her.
Huh.
You know I'm gonna mess around town. Yes, sir, I did, I shot her. You know I'm gonna mess around town. Now give it a gun, I shot her.
is he playing with his teeth? His tongue? I can't tell what is actually causing the string to start into vibration there. Um, it just kind of looks like he's eating a guitar. What is happening? Okay, is it with his chin? Wait, what? I'm gonna have to pause this in a couple of key moments. What? The maybe the teeth? What?
Town. Now give it a gun. I shot her.
Okay, I can't tell. It kind of looks like his chin, but no, that I just feel like that's not specific enough. I think it's his teeth. Oh my gosh, okay. I need like a zoomed in feature here because I need to see what's actually plugging those strings. I've never seen somebody do that before. That's that's crazy. So here I am thinking, oh, he's pushing the bounds of distortion, right, on guitars. No, he's actually eating his guitar. That's ridiculous. And I love it. Okay, we'll go back one more time.
I shot her.
Man, I just imagine like what does that feel like, right? If you're setting all these things in motion and you're essentially smacking your face into your guitar. This reminds me of a time that I was totally persuaded that I needed to compose a piece for piano that was just using forehead and nose all the time. And this is partly because I was really frustrated with practice and just smacked my forehead down on the piano and was like, oh, that was a cool sound. I should do that more. So, of course, I, for a long period of time, then was trying to figure out how, like, what points on my forehead can I use for this? My nose is a little too squishy to really be okay, it can get some notes, but not others so well. And should I add some fingers up there at the top or whatnot? And the next day, lo and behold, I had two miraculous bruises on my forehead where I was going back and forth between two black keys and using my nose for a white key in the middle. It was, yeah. That composition idea was stopped in its tracks because my forehead was very, very sore. But Jimmy here has taken this much further and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna use my whole face. This guitar, face guitar. What? This is ridiculous." Did he? I wonder, did he ever get bruises or a cut lip in there, or was there like a nylon burn at some point? Because this looks like it was probably a lot of fun and very dangerous to figure out. So ridiculous.
Hey, Joe, I said, well, where you gonna run to now? Where you gonna go?
Wait, I just remembered that he was chewing gum while he was eating his guitar. I wonder, I'm not kidding at all. I wonder if there's something about chewing gum that helps him do the eating guitar thing better. That might be a reason for it. Or maybe it's just very comforting to him. I'm not sure. Overall, with the singing, I honestly wish he just sustained notes more or sang big phrases. He's got a nice natural tone. There's some smoothness to it. There's the casualness that I mentioned before as well. He absolutely can just sustain a pitch. A lot of times he's kind of speaking around it to make it more casual, more bluesy. Yeah, I want to hear him sing a ballad though sometime, just so I can dive even deeper into his voice. I don't know that that would be the right choice for this song, right? There's definitely There's a sort of like a definite toss off and toss it down that makes me think, as far as a message goes, there's there's something very downheartening about it. So I don't know that a ballad kind of melody would work with these lyrics, but I'd love to hear him sing a ballad just because I wonder what he would do with it. Anyhow, let me go back one more time. We'll keep going.
Hey, Joe, I said, oh, where you gonna run to now? Where you gonna run? Hey, Joe, I said, oh, where you gonna run to now? Where you gonna run? And he says this, I'm going way down south, way down Mexico way.
I'm loving the way that we have so many fills between the vocal lines. There's a conversation that's not just guitar and voice, but also we've got tons of drums in there as well that are filling in. They understood that there are times when you need to highlight the story, highlight the lyrics, and highlight the voice. But then there are times where the instruments are taking over the story and let them run with it, let them create emotion that the voice can't tell. It's really, really cool back and forth conversation.
And he says this, I'm going way down south, way down Mexico way. Yeah, I'm going way down south, way down, walk and be free. Ain't the one but a family. Ain't no hangman, boy. You can put a rope around me. Yeah.
There's almost an R&B element actually to the way he delivers things, with that rhythm hanging a little bit behind, adding a little more of that spoken quality to it. It's fascinating. And sometimes he's just hollering, but on pitch. So there's this very in between kind of feel that happens.
Way down, walk and be free. Ain't the one but a family. Ain't no hangman, boy. You can put a rope around me. Yeah, gotta believe, baby.
Man, I keep coming back to this messaging here and wondering what am I supposed to take out of this, right? What is being communicated here other than really, really freaking amazing bass guitar playing? Um, and there's definitely a feeling of rebelliousness that I'm getting of going against the grain, right? There is an upper on that, I would say, that's like, hey, I'm gonna go be an independent kind of life. But there's also this major downer of like, hey, don't do that to somebody. It's not okay to have violence in this way. And I think this clash of feelings actually is what the message is about. It's saying, how do you get out of these bad situations? Some people feel so stuck in them. So I get that clash, and I get both vibes very, very clearly in the performance so far.
Ain't no hangman, boy. You can put a rope around me. Yeah, gotta believe, baby. Hey, Joe.
Oh, that was nice the way he essentially used a little bit of registration cracking in there to give a little emphasis to those fun run notes.
Hey, Joe. You better run on down, you better. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, I will say this isn't the first time I've seen the guitar played behind somebody, but when Stevie Ray Vaughan did it, it was like behind his back. And of course, Stevie was influenced by Jimi Hendrix. We have to go back to the people that are originally doing these things. Was there somebody before Jimmy that did this? Just let me know. I'm guessing that Jimmy's the first person that did this because I'm trying to get back to the roots of it all. But if there's something further back, please let me know. I'm super, super curious to go down this rabbit hole even more. Um, I've never seen it like I think behind the head like that. When Stevie Ray Vaughan did it, it was just directly behind his back, which was kind of cool both ways. I like, man, I wonder if that gives you a little bit of a neck ache. Cool. Okay. I was wondering how that transition worked out too. So it sounds like he plays a note that is sustained a little bit and then swings it so we don't really miss a beat. Oh, I love that. I love it. I'm again thinking about piano and weird things that I also did on the piano. Absolutely. Of course, I went underneath the piano and then did the thing where you play, with your head underneath the piano. But, if you cross your hands, it's just pretty much the same. People don't know that that's actually more of a party trick than something crazy cool. I'm guessing this feels a little bit like a party trick to Jimi Hendrix because, yeah, he needs to figure out that hand position, but it's probably the same as what it is in front. I don't know. If that's the case, why don't more people do this? Because it's so cool. I really like it. I love his face. I'm going like this the whole time. Dismount, super, super smooth. I wanted to catch that again. So he again doesn't miss a beat when he's bringing that back down. That's awesome. That's cool. Is he humping his guitar? Whoa. Awesome. I think y'all recommended that one, not because of the message, but because of the amazing, ridiculous, and fun guitar playing. There's so many like really just cool, interesting ways that he's playing it that's so out of the ordinary. And I totally get how all of these other guitar players were influenced by him and trying out new things. It's so cool to see where this has evolved from. So awesome, awesome suggestion on that front. I still want to talk with you all about the message of this though, and what you're taking from it, because I think there's a lot more to take from it. So let me know in that live premiere chat what you think, or in the comments below the YouTube video, you can let me know there as well. And if you want to see some more analysis of really awesome guitar playing, I'll put up a playlist over here for you. May you fall more in love with music every day.